New insight into how a man convicted as a so-called straw gun buyer for others was able to purchase 24 guns at Fleet Farm stores, despite numerous red flags being raised by an employee. The details come from a trove of new documents released by Fleet Farm as part of a $1 million settlement with the Minnesota Attorney General. In February, the company also committed to cracking down on straw purchases, but it comes too late for one Minnesota family. Nearly 5 years after Markeisha Wiley was killed and 4 others wounded in a shooting at the truck park in St. Paul, 2 people have been convicted of murder and another, Jerome Horton, was convicted of buying one of the guns. Now we're learning much more about how he acquired it.
These documents, available to the world as of today, show that Fleet Farm ignored clear internal warnings in their sales to straw buyers.
According to the AG's office, that includes ATF forms which indicated multiple gun purchases made by Horton in July of 2021, months before the truck park shooting.
He was buying so many guns that the different firearms were rolling over into multiple sales forms.
It was enough to raise the suspicions of Fleet Farm employee Corey Klebs. Documents show he emailed Michelle Granato with Fleet Farm's firearms compliance to see if they should stop any future sales.
Michelle Granato received this email and never answered it, and there was never any input given from Fleet Farm corporate on whether or not the sales should stop to Mr. Horton. They actually continued, and they sold him 11 more guns after this.
Months later, the truck park shooting took place.
Then, after the ATF tells Fleet Farm that Horton was a straw buyer, Fleet Farm presented a training.
On this slide here, we can see actual 3310 forms.
Michelle Granato can be heard leading that training and referencing ATF multiple sale forms that exactly match the ones from the email she was sent about Horton.
Does anybody else find this suspicious? They're coming in, they're buying 9mm, handguns. It appears to be pretty obvious what's going on here.
It is possible that the mass shooting at the truck park bar might not have happened if Fleet Farm had stopped the sale of guns to Horton on July 31st. And then Markeisha Wiley might still be with us.
It's just heartbreaking now. Instead of being able to plan her wedding and a baby shower, now we're planning her memorial scholarship fund.
Markeisha's mom and dad say they're encouraged that Minnesota's lawsuit led Fleet Farm to commit to several changes.
Better sales systems, better training, and better discipline for their employees so that sales like this did not happen.
They now hope these documents lead other retailers to examine their own policies.
We're truly thankful that her story is being directed toward change, a much needed change, and we thank you for everything that you've done.
Back in February, when the settlement was first announced, Fleet Farm issued a statement saying, quote, "We condemn gun violence and remain committed to partnering with law enforcement and community leaders to help keep our communities safe." So far, 18 of the 37 guns Fleet Farm sold to Horton and another straw buyer have been recovered by law enforcement. The other 19, though, remain unaccounted for. We'll be right back.